All right, let's talk about today. Today marks the 20th anniversary of one of the darkest days in American history. The amount of words I have for this specific event, the amount of hyperbole I can summon up, is tragic. This one is. This one's kind of a somber day today, folks. As much fun as I have on the show here, I'm not afraid to go serious. And today, sorry about that. Today, I'm going to be talking about a very serious event that we all know is 9/11. 20 years ago, it was just a regular, normal day in New York City. People going to their jobs, working up in the Trade Center. And then one of the flights got taken over by terrorists. Part of the Al Qaeda that I think formed by Osama bin Laden and crashed into one of the trade centers. And it only got worse from there. As the second one that has been filmed on TV, on live air by many people that were around that area. They witnessed one of the most tragic events in American, or maybe not even American, maybe in history. This one's a tough one to talk about, folks, because just visualizing what those people went through, the amount of lives that were lost, over 1,000 lives were lost that day, and even the Pentagon even got attacked, and the one airplane that landed in Pennsylvania Field. This is one of the most chaotic and somber moments in American history and in mankind in general. And keep in mind, I was not alive during the events of 9/11. I was born 2 years later. My parents remembered this event. I think they were listening to the Howard Stern show and Howard talking about just how these planes were just ramming into these trade centers, and the amount of people lost, not even on the plane, but in those trade centers. This one's haunting, to say the least, and people jumping out of buildings that are like at least like 1,000 feet in the air. There's some people that literally jumped out because they were afraid of the building collapsing on them. And the visual of the Twin Towers just crumbling, and you see nothing but debris and dust and bricks and bent metal and all of this, and with firefighters, bystanders, police officers, departments, just everything. It is very, very haunting. And the documentaries being made, the films, people talking about it on, people probably even talk about it on YouTube, and how it affected them, how they lost family members, how they lost very good friends, how they were very close to people. And knowing the fact that they were a part of a terrorist attack is just haunting. And Osama bin Laden, we got our revenge on Osama bin Laden in Afghanistan. I took him out in 2011, and that was a big moment for us because we got justice 10 years later. The fact that we finally knew who did this, and we don't know why. We don't know why. And before you say anything, don't be going bullshit in the comments talking about conspiracy theories or it wasn't a real event. First of all, that is complete bullshit. You've been watching too much of Alex Jones lately there, son. No talking about that, and please, no jokes in the comments. If you do, you're getting your ass canned. I have seen jokes, and frankly, no jokes today. Please. Because this is a serious event, guys, and we need to act mature for once. Sorry about that. I keep forgetting that my alarm goes off at that time. The thing that haunts me the most is that there was a 911 call during this whole ordeal. There's this guy named Kevin Cosgrove. He was a guy from Ohio, and he worked up at the Trade Center. When the first plane hit, he made a 911 call. Go look it up on YouTube. At your, it's not for the faint of heart, but for your own curiosity, listen to it. It's one of the most terrifying 911 calls ever, because just how intense it gets, the intensity, I can only imagine what the people in those buildings went through. It was probably the most intense situation you'll ever be in. He's talking about how, the firefighters are trying to get there, and he's like, come on, I have kids, I don't want to die. And I don't want him to as well. We didn't want these people to die. Even though we don't know them, we don't want these people to die, because these people were innocent. They were all part of an attack. Man, this is gonna hurt. This hurts, guys. This really hurts. Because going and looking back at what happened, and I remember in social studies, I cried during this, because I'm like, this shouldn't happen. Why did this happen? It's like the Pearl Harbor attack. Why did this happen? And just like Pearl Harbor, it eventually went to a war, the Afghanistan war, where we took down Osama bin Laden. And we got a revenge on the Japanese by dropping bombs in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and all that stuff. We don't know why it happened. And we frankly will never know why it happened. If we did, please tell me in the comment section, because I haven't found out. I have not found out. So as going back to Kevin Cosgrove, he is on the phone with the operator, and it gets to a point where he's just pissed off. And he says, I don't care. Call him from New Jersey, Ohio, Texas, Delaware. I don't think he said Texas, Delaware, but he basically said, just get anybody in here. And I would be, frustrated and scared in that situation. So it was like him and I think like 4 other people that were in that building. And then one of the most terrifying things happened. He's looking over the financial center, and then all of a sudden, he hears, oh God, and then he goes, oh God, oh. That's when the second plane hits. That haunted me for months. That will plague my mind for years and years. Every time that this event comes up, that is the first thing that comes into mind. God, guys, that is one of the most terrifying things I've ever heard. And I have seen and heard some messed up shit in my life. So, my thoughts, prayers, and respects go out to those who have fallen. Because I have family that have been part of the military. My great grandpa was part of World War II, and I have some military background in family. If you guys have military background, my thoughts and respects and my prayers are out to you guys, because I will never in a million years be able to do that. It's not my cup of tea because it's not for me. I don't like shooting guns. So, with that being said, this is a day we'll never forget. So yeah, um, give it a thumbs up, like, share, comment. I'm Boston P6. Join the herd. 20 years, guys. 20 years. Talk guys next video. Peace out.